In the year 2000, Netflix was a tiny company that almost nobody had heard of. It had no billion-dollar valuation, no original TV shows, no streaming platform. In fact, it was losing money. Its founders were so worried about the future that they made an incredible offer. They asked Blockbuster to buy Netflix for just $50 million. Blockbuster's executives listened to the presentation and laughed. They believed Netflix had no future. Just 10 years later, Blockbuster was bankrupt. Netflix would become one of the most successful entertainment companies in history. So how did the world's biggest movie rental company lose everything? To understand the answer, we have to go back to the beginning. In 1985, a businessman named David Cook opened the very first Blockbuster store in Dallas, Texas. At the time, renting movies was becoming more popular every year. People loved watching films at home, but buying a movie on VHS was expensive. Renting was the perfect solution. Unlike small local video stores, Blockbuster offered huge selections, bright stores, and a professional shopping experience. Customers loved it. The company expanded at an incredible speed. New stores appeared in city after city. By the early 1990s, Blockbuster had become the king of home entertainment. Eventually, it operated more than 9,000 stores across the world. Every weekend, millions of families walked through those famous blue and yellow doors. Friday night meant one thing: a trip to Blockbuster. Business was booming, but there was one thing customers absolutely hated: late fees. If you forgot to return your movie on time, you had to pay extra. Almost everyone complained about them. Yet Blockbuster loved late fees. They generated hundreds of millions of dollars every year. For the company, they were one of the most profitable parts of the business. As long as people kept renting movies, Blockbuster believed nothing could stop them. Then, in 1997, two entrepreneurs named Reed Hastings and Mark Randolph started a small company called Netflix. Their idea sounded almost ridiculous. Instead of driving to a store, customers would order DVDs online. The movies would arrive in the mail. When they finished watching them, they simply mailed them back. No traffic, no searching through empty shelves, no late fees. Most people thought the idea would never compete with thousands of physical stores. Even Blockbuster barely noticed the tiny startup. Netflix remained small. The company struggled to make money. Many people believed it wouldn't survive. Then came the year 2000. Netflix's founders realized they needed help. They requested a meeting with Blockbuster. During that meeting, they offered to sell the entire company for just $50 million. For Blockbuster, $50 million was almost nothing. The executives believed Netflix's business model would never replace traditional video rental stores. Why would anyone wait for a DVD in the mail when they could simply drive to a Blockbuster store? Confident they already owned the future, they rejected the offer. Looking back today, that single decision is considered one of the biggest mistakes in business history. While Blockbuster celebrated another successful year, Netflix quietly went back to work. Instead of giving up, the company completely changed its strategy. Rather than charging customers for every movie they rented, Netflix introduced a monthly subscription. For one fixed price, people could rent as many DVDs as they wanted. There was one more important difference: no late fees. Customers could keep a movie for as long as they liked before sending it back. It was a simple idea, but people loved it. The subscription model made renting movies easier than ever before. Slowly but surely, more customers switched to Netflix. At first, Blockbuster wasn't worried. The company was still making billions of dollars every year. Its stores were packed with customers every weekend. Executives believed Netflix was just another small competitor that would eventually disappear. But they failed to notice something much bigger. The internet was changing everything. More people were getting broadband connections. Computers were becoming faster. Technology was improving at an incredible pace. Reed Hastings saw the future before almost anyone else. He believed physical DVDs would eventually disappear. Movies would be delivered through the internet. It sounded impossible. Streaming a full movie in good quality seemed like science fiction. Most people couldn't imagine it. But Netflix invested millions of dollars into preparing for that future. Meanwhile, Blockbuster continued investing in new stores. Every new location meant more rent, more employees, more electricity, more inventory, more maintenance. Their biggest strength was slowly becoming their biggest weakness. In 2004, Blockbuster finally realized Netflix wasn't going away. The company launched its own DVD by mail service. For a short time, it actually worked surprisingly well. Some analysts even believed Blockbuster could still win. But there was one huge problem. Every decision inside Blockbuster had to protect its retail stores. If the online service became too successful, fewer people would visit the stores. That meant less impulse buying, less snack sales, and less income from late fees. The company couldn't fully commit to the future without hurting its own business. Netflix didn't have that problem. It had nothing to lose. Every improvement pushed the company further ahead. Then came the biggest turning point of all. In 2007, Netflix officially launched its streaming service. For the first time, customers could watch movies instantly without waiting for a DVD to arrive. No driving, no returning movies, no shipping. Just press play. It completely changed how people watched entertainment. At first, the streaming library was small. Many people doubted it would ever replace DVDs, but Netflix knew one thing. Internet speeds would only get faster, and every year, streaming would become better. Once again, they were right. While Netflix was investing everything into streaming, Blockbuster was running out of time. The company had waited too long. Thousands of physical stores had become incredibly expensive to operate. Rent had to be paid, employees had to be paid, utilities, inventory, and maintenance costs continued to rise. Meanwhile, more and more customers were staying home. Instead of driving to a Blockbuster store, they simply opened Netflix and pressed play. The shift happened faster than almost anyone expected. Every year, fewer people rented DVDs. Every year, more people chose streaming. Blockbuster tried to catch up. They launched their own streaming service. They removed late fees. They closed underperforming stores. But every move came years too late. Netflix had already become the company people associated with online entertainment. By 2010, the inevitable happened. Blockbuster filed for bankruptcy. A company that had once dominated the industry with more than 9,000 stores had collapsed. Today, only one Blockbuster store remains in the entire world. Ironically, it has become a tourist attraction. People visit it to remember a company that once seemed impossible to defeat. Netflix, on the other hand, never stopped evolving. The company expanded across the globe. It invested billions of dollars into creating original movies and TV shows, series like House of Cards, Stranger Things, and many others transformed Netflix from a movie rental company into one of the world's largest entertainment studios. Today, Netflix has hundreds of millions of subscribers in more than 190 countries. The company is worth many billions of dollars. Looking back, it's almost unbelievable. Blockbuster had the chance to own Netflix for just $50 million. Instead, they laughed at the idea. But the biggest mistake wasn't refusing to buy Netflix. The biggest mistake was believing their success would last forever. History has shown the same pattern again and again. Companies don't usually fail because someone invents a better product. They fail because they refuse to adapt when the world changes around them. Kodak invented the digital camera but ignored it. Nokia dominated mobile phones but underestimated smartphones. Blockbuster ruled movie rentals but dismissed streaming. The lesson is simple. No matter how big a company becomes, success today never guarantees success tomorrow. The businesses that survive are the ones willing to reinvent themselves before they have to. And sometimes, one single decision can change history forever. If you enjoyed this story, make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and let us know in the comments which billion-dollar business story we should cover next.